This is another beautiful day, and I see we are all waiting for this episode. And today, we have none other than Cess, a good friend of mine from Pwani. I see you writing a lot.
Oh yeah, I do. I love writing. Yes.
So to the viewers and the audience, just tell them who is Cess,
Cess is defined by a lot of things, but most importantly, Cess is an author, and she is an advocate for SRHR and GBV issues.
It's something unique. Before I met you, I didn't know about telling stories of survivors and how writing can actually influence either behavior change or either decision making, basically on issues around gender-based violence. How is it how do you just pick a story and say today, number one, are they fiction? Number two, are they real stories or something like that, so that when now you sit down to write a story and you want to write a story about something that will influence behavior change on addressing these issues?
All the stories I do write, and specifically for the GVRC blog, they are true happenings. They are true case studies of what has happened. Those are cases that they receive on a daily, and we just pick a few stories and just project the voice. Create a thought-provoking story, so that you can now bring it to the community, and then you can see all these reactions, and you get to realize when it's written down, or rather when they are reading it. I'd like to say that is a primary source of it's like the survivor is giving an account of what happened, and you find that it has a lot of impact, especially to the reader, and most times you find that even the readers are reaching out to give their stories and to ask even is this true, or how did they get help, and you see that it's quite captivating.
What are some of the impacts or some of the testimonies or some of the things that you receive that you feel like your stories and your writings have impact?
When a person sees the abuse since when it happened, and at the time this person is coming to seek help, and we also do a follow-up and also write about how the current status of that person. So in that one story, it shows this person, how she came from being a victim to being a survivor, and now even living well even within the community. That process is very key, because it has encouraged even more people to seek help, and it's always about, if this person was able to get help, then even me, I can get help. Very and you've seen it being quite impactful. And then also, it's a very good way of documenting. You realize that these stories, when we speak of GBV generally, inakuanga, it's just statistics. In your head, it's just numbers, but there's not that personal touch. But now when we document a story by story by story, you realize that now people can put a face, can invest their feelings in that, and when it has that personal touch, it's really helpful in behavior change, because now you realize I actually is hurting this person. Right now, ukisikia ati 50% of women annually go through GBV. It's just hearsay. But when actually you are told this is what happened to this person, this girl was defiled, this man was, sodomized, you invest your emotions there. And once you invest your emotions there, you are able now to see it from a lens of, you can now keenly look at it from, you analyze it and you actually realize this is wrong.
I know Kilifi County and West Pokot County basically have a lot of in common all the time, a lot of GBV issues. What are some of the things that you think that are happening in Kilifi County that you think are, these are things that we look at the same lens together as, a county like West Pokot County?
The two counties have a similarity of being counties that are very marginalized, and that again comes with there's a lot of poverty, high poverty levels among the residents. There's low literacy levels, and all these things, all these factors, they're linked to the high numbers of GBV. And now you see like a county like Kilifi, the cases that we deal with a lot are, child GBV on children and women, and especially for children, whereby most you see we've been I think sometime in the last 5 years there's at a period of time we were leading in the highest number of teenage pregnancies, and this is all as a result of, you find that sometimes poverty, there's period poverty, I mean all these other push factors, but they are all linked, they're all linking from poverty, and women, SGBV, and also there are some cultural practices that enhance and actually push the rates of GBV. For example, like we've had cases of early, forced marriages to children, which is quite unfortunate, and and I believe that is also happening in West Pokot. And also something that is coming up in Kilifi, there is medicalized FGM, whereby like people from Tana River counties or Kinalodwa, whereby they bring the kids, instead of doing the FGM in their counties, they bring the kids to actually to facilities and where they get GBV, which is again quite unfortunate, because we are living at a time whereby the government is trying to eradicate FGM, and then it begs the question, how can we regulate this, especially it being done in health facilities,
Wow, medicalization of FGM, that is crazy. Now that I want to pick that, like, the art of storytelling and stuff, how can we adopt that and motivate our young people and our community members to use that as an intervention that actually can change behavior or can actually influence decision making when it comes to issues like resource allocations, when it comes to policy formulations, among others?
I believe we have a majority of youths out there who are actually willing, but if given a platform, they can be able to come up with these creative interventions. If the CSOs around would be able to give that space to the young people, I believe they would come up with interventions that actually could they're able to tell these stories, they're able to even create even more impact, and also include these interventions in the budgeting. When you're giving them the space, also have some small amount set up to support them, so that now they can be able to to just grow it. True.
If you're given an opportunity to meet decision makers in West Pokot County and the issues in West Pokot County, what would be that one word?
I would commend the county government of West Pokot, because it's among the few counties that I've seen that they're really giving a lot of support to CSOs and really working together, which is very, that it can be emulated in other counties, and tell them to continue supporting you guys. And, as long as you're working towards the same goal, it's better when you guys are united and, you tend to go far. Yes. And also, I would encourage them to create more spaces for youth, for youths. I mean, this is where all the right now, if asked, the country is for the youth, because ideally it's for the youths.
Over 70% are the youth. So trust me, it's a youthful country. And so, sometimes I argue, why are we in the marginalized court in the constitution? And we're the majority. Yes, you're saying something sometimes?
Yes. So sometimes it's really not even sometimes, because if you realize that if you are the majority, then even this in the policy formulation process, all these all these policies that are being put in place within the county, they have to be involved. And maybe they should start by, I don't know if that is happening, but like in my county, we always have we have a technical working group for the gender department. And also you realize that in all these committees, there is always inclusion of at least one youth who is now there to represent the voice of these other youths. These are the we are making decisions that are going to affect the youth. So they must be sitting on that table so that they can be able to air out their issues.
What is that one thing that you think can be borrowed from Kilifi County on addressing gender-based violence?
In the whole country, there's no county that we can say that the gender department has a surplus budget or enough budget. And that is why it's key to like bring all these stakeholders together. And that is one thing I've seen being very impactful in Kilifi, whereby you bring these people together and you decide we are handling this issue. And also it really it prevents like this CSO working towards maybe on issues of menstrual hygiene management. You find that sometimes in each organization they all have a program of menstrual hygiene, menstrual hygiene management. Management. So and you realize that sometimes we are all operating on the same scope, Kilifi County. And there's no point of declares Kenya coming to West Pokot town today, then us you come in next month. I mean, we can pull these resources together and
do a joint
joint activities, and you find that we're able even to reach more people,
Very true. And the impact is becoming huge.
Yes.
Thank you very much, guys. Please don't forget to follow us across all our social media pages, GVRC Kenya, basically on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Also follow us on Declares TV on all social media platforms, and let these conversations keep going. So that at the end of the day, we address these issues at GBV, so that by 2026, as we committed, we actually address these issues and put them to rest. I've been your host, that guy Jeffa. Thank you very much, Cess. Hope to see you this every time, and please ukinita ni internet crew yangu yote tuje tuchape kazi, si ndio hivyo kabisa. Okay, thank you very much, and God bless you. See you.